On a night when a storm raged, both in the real world and within someone's heart, Kim, a young man who had lost all hope because of the pain in his life, sat alone. He had suffered from an incurable disease since childhood, and he didn't even have enough money to buy medicine to ease his pain, not even a little. Yet here he was, sitting inside a luxurious private hospital he had never once imagined he would ever step into. Not long ago, the hospital director had invited Kim to receive treatment at Hope Hospital, on the condition that Kim would become a test subject for a salamander cell transplantation experiment. Salamanders possess blastema cells, which allow them to regenerate and heal rapidly. However, cross-species cell transplantation from animals to humans was extremely risky, and no medical institution had ever succeeded. To persuade him, the director offered Kim an enormous sum of money, enough for him to live comfortably for the rest of his life. At present, Kim was sitting outside the operating room, waiting for surgery. Outside, a heavy rainstorm was raging. Kim sat with his hands clenched tightly, eyes dull, lifeless. He thought to himself that he had nothing left to lose. If he were to die now, it would still be better than living a life that felt like hell every single day.
Heels echoed against the hard floor. A white lab coat, clearly a doctor from this hospital. A light, unique fragrance drifted toward him, unlike anyone else's.
It's raining really hard today, isn't it? But you know what they say, the greater your storm, the greater your rainbow. I hope you wake up and see tomorrow's rainbow.
The simple words, spoken in a soft, soothing voice by this mysterious woman, stirred something within Kim. The emptiness in his eyes flickered with life once more. He wanted to live. He wanted to wake up and see the rainbow tomorrow.
Mr. Kim, please proceed to the operating room.
The announcement snapped him back to reality, only to find that the mysterious woman had vanished. Kim entered the surgery room.
You are going to be fine. When you wake up, don't forget to look for the rainbow.
You were...
His consciousness slowly faded away as he drifted into sleep. The procedure took a very long time, so long that by the time it ended, the year's most violent storm had passed, symbolizing a new beginning. Kim slowly opened his eyes.
The surgery was a success, Mr. Kim. It's unbelievable, but your cells were able to integrate with the salamander cells. Your incurable disease is gone. And your sacrifice today will help millions of people around the world.
And regarding your compensation, I'll have the funds transferred to your bank account.
Kim's eyes welled with tears. He couldn't put his emotions into words.
We won't disturb you further. Please rest well.
Joy surged through Kim. He felt as if he had been given a new life. He turned to look outside the window. The storm had passed, and the rainbow before him was the most beautiful he had ever seen. It reminded him of the mysterious woman's words. He was certain she must have been a hospital staff member. He wanted to thank her for giving him the desire to live again.
Have you seen a woman wearing high heels with a soft voice? I think she might be a doctor here.
No, I have never seen.
Kim searched the entire hospital for her.
I'm not sure if it's the same person, but I heard someone resigned 2 or 3 days ago.
Do you know why?
No idea. The director didn't want anyone to know the details.
Thank you.
He continued searching, but never found her. Eventually, he gave up. He didn't even know her name or her face. Kim decided to move on with his life, promising himself he would live happily. Kim now had a small house of his own. He lived happily, just as he had promised himself. He had a small garden he cared for every day. One day, he noticed he was running out of fertilizer, so he went to buy more from a nearby shop.
Uncle, I'll take the usual.
20 bags of fertilizer, right? I'll deliver them to your house.
On the way home, a sudden summer downpour, like a curtain of rain, fell briefly, then stopped.
The rainbow is still beautiful today.
He looked up at the sky out of habit. Every time the rain stopped, he always thought of her and looked up.
The greater your storm, the greater your rainbow.
That same soft fragrance drifted past him.
Sorry if I sound weird. It's been so long since I've seen someone stop to admire a rainbow. Everyone these days just stares at their phones. Oh, sorry if that sounded strange. I'm not some crazy person. I just moved in. The blue house over there, that's mine.
Kim was speechless, overjoyed. Was this really the woman who made him want to live?
I'm Kim. The White House is mine, right there.
I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Rin. I just moved here, so I don't know much yet. Please take good care of me, neighbor.
Nice to meet you.
They gradually got to know each other. Kim would invite Rin to see his flower garden, while Rin would invite him to dinner with her mother. They grew close. Their days together were warm, like summer. But that summer ended far too quickly. Suddenly, Kim couldn't reach Rin. He eventually learned her mother had fallen into a coma at Hope Hospital. He went to visit.
How's your mother?
She fell ill out of nowhere and hasn't regained consciousness. The doctors can't identify what disease she has.
Rin's eyes were filled with helplessness and despair. Unlike the Rin he knew, there is hope. Kim suddenly had an idea.
My blood.
What do you mean?
I was once terminally ill too. I joined the salamander cell transplant experiment. I know it's too risky to transplant salamander cells directly, but what if we transplant mine to your mother instead?
You're the man from back then.
Yes, I'm sorry I never told you I recognized you, but there's no time. Your mother doesn't have long.
I can't do it.
Why not? You succeeded once. I'm still alive, aren't I?
I once let someone die.
Kim froze.
What do you mean you let someone die?
Tears welled in Rin's eyes as the painful memory resurfaced.
If only I had gone sooner. Even a minute sooner. No, a second. That child would have...
3 years ago. After successfully operating on Kim, the hospital celebrated their breakthrough. They had found a possible cure for the incurable.
Congratulations, Dr. Rin. I truly admire you. You're the best medical professional we have.
Thank you very much.
There's an urgent case I want you to handle.
Yes?
Mr. Eck, one of our biggest financial donors, requested our best doctor to treat his son, who has a cold. I recommended you.
But I have another patient after this.
Dr. Rin, a young girl, Warren 3, is experiencing severe seizures.
But I already promised Mr. Eck you would go right now.
I hesitated. Should I prioritize the hospital or the child? If I hadn't hesitated, I could have saved her.
That wasn't your fault, Rin. You still chose the child in the end, didn't you?
Yes, but it didn't matter. She died anyway. I resigned after that.
Rin cried, anger, regret.
and self-blame she had carried for 3 long years poured out.
You know, the greater your storm, the greater your rainbow. I believe in you, Rin.
Rin stiffened. Those warm, sincere words, spoken the same way she once said them to him 3 years ago, washed away her fear and filled her with newfound hope.
Let me borrow the operating room. In exchange, I'll return to work here.
Of course, Dr. Rin.
He had always regretted losing such a talented doctor, so he agreed instantly. The director prepared the operating room immediately.
You can do this, Rin.
Ren began the operation. It lasted for hours. No one could tell how long.
Dr. Rin, the patient's pulse is weak.
Ren did everything she could. The fear that once crippled her was gone, replaced by determination and hope, thanks to Kim's words. After 4 hours,
Dr. Rin, the pulse is back to normal. We did it.
Kim's salamander-adapted cells successfully integrated with Rin's mother's cells. It was a miracle. A wave of joy filled the room. But suddenly, Kim's vitals began to destabilize. Rin sensed something was wrong. But suddenly, Kim's vitals began to destabilize. Rin sensed something was wrong.
Why are the salamander cells in Kim shutting down?
They tried everything. Hours passed. The moment Rin feared most arrived. She couldn't save Kim. The gene transfer to save her mother was too much for his body to withstand. 2 days later. At Kim's funeral, Rin was drowned in guilt and grief. As she sat there, rain began to fall, as if the sky cried for her. 6 months later.
Excuse me, is this Miss Rin's house? I'm delivering a cake.
I didn't order one?
It was pre-ordered 6 months ago by someone named Kim?
Inside the cake box was a letter to Rin.
Hello, Rin. It's Kim. If you're reading this, I probably didn't get the chance to say this to you in person, but none of this was ever your fault. You made me want to live again when the whole world had turned its back on me. I went through each day believing that living or dying wouldn't make a difference, until I met you. Your words made me want to live again. And that unexpected summer rain, the day I saw you again, it warmed me, even though I was drenched. Ren, I still want you to wake up to see the rainbow tomorrow. I love you. From Kim.
Rin clutched the letter tightly as her heart trembled. Tears, 6 months of guilt and self-blame poured out. Yet this time, she felt a relief she hadn't felt in so long. She slowly looked up at the sky, at the same rainbow Kim once looked at.